Hello and welcome to the fourth video of this series on how to use the TI nSpire. In this video, we'll discuss how to create a graph page and do some very basic things with it. We won't be doing a lot of the advanced calculations, so if that's what you're looking for, you can skip to the next video. All right, so the first thing you're going to have to do is just know how to create a graph page. So I'm assuming you've seen some previous videos or played around with the calculator a little bit, and you know how to create this calculator page. So if you want to create a new page, you have to click Control and then Doc. And you see right above that it says plus page. So that's what you're going to go to. You're going to click that and it'll pop up with this menu. So of course we're going to click number 2 for add graphs. Okay, I need to do one thing before we get started. Okay, here we go. So obviously the first thing you're going to want to know is how do I graph a function? So to graph a function, you're going to click Tab, and that's going to open up this menu up here. So this says f1 of x. You can actually graph up to 99 functions in this menu, but this is just f1 of x. So let's say I wanted to graph like 2x plus 3. I would really just type 2x plus 3. Okay, so nothing super difficult about that. You just type what you want in there, and it will it'll just output the graph. If you wanted to be able to zoom in or zoom out, this is how you do that. Go to menu, and then number 4 shows window/zoom. So you have a few options. You have zoom box, where if you click that, you can put your left corner, your top left corner, and your bottom right corner, and it'll make that window like your entire window. If you wanted to get back to normal, you go back to Windows Zoom, and then number 5 is for standard. So see, now I'm back to like my -10, 10, 6.67, -6.67, right? Our basic. Let's see, what other zooms do we have? Okay, we just have basic zoom in and zoom out. You click one of those, and then you align the center with your touchpad. So you want to zoom in right there. There you go. If I want to zoom out, very similar thing. It's just 4 now instead of 3. Okay, now I've zoomed out. And if I want to get back to normal, all I have to do is go back to Windows Zoom and click Zoom Standard. And the rest of the things are pretty self-explanatory. Zoom Quadrant 1 is just, it'll just zoom in on the first quadrant. Zoom Fit is a little bit of an interesting one. Let me think of an example. If I graph x cubed plus 3x squared minus 5x plus 7. Okay, so you see, I have the graph, but you can tell that it's a little off the page. If I do zoom and then fit, what it'll do is it messes up my scale a little bit, right? Like here I have -10 and here I have 1,447, right? It's a little bit weird, but what it does is it makes sure that you can see all of your maxes and mins. If you got something like this, you might be able to tell that our max and min are going to be in here. So something you might want to do is zoom in to be able to just see those maxes and mins. So I might do something like this. And now it's a little more clear. Okay, the next thing is, let's say you have a couple graphs set up, right? So to graph something, I click Tab. And let's say I have another one set up, like 2x plus 1. I'm going to go ahead and get this back to my original setting, right? Windows Zoom, and then click 5 for standard. Let's say I have a couple things graphed, and I want to get rid of these. I just want to clear them. I would go to Menu, and then Actions, and then 6 for Delete All. And then I would click Yes, and that would delete all of my functions. There you go. One last thing before we finish off this video, I'm going to show you how to change between your different graph types. So, once again, you're going to go to Menu, and then number 3, we have Graph Entry/Edit. And this is where you're going to get your different kinds of graphs. So we've been doing function. You can try out relation, which is basically just an equation in terms of x and y. So a pretty common example of that would just be circle, like that. And of course, if I want to clear it, I do menu 1-6. I could do these equation templates they're kind of useful, but if you're doing UIL, you'll be familiar with these anyway. They're not super useful unless you're already comfortable with it. We can do parametric. So let's say this one right here is 2t and this is t. So x in terms of t would be 2t, y in terms of t would just be t. And of course, if I want to clear this, I do menu 1-6. What else do we have? We have polar. We have polar, and then these other three you don't really see as much. I don't think I've really ever used these three on a UIL test. But you go to polar. Let's say you want r of theta to equal theta. This should give me like a spiral thing. Yeah. So that's how you do most of your different kinds of graphs. I will say that some of these kinds of graphs, except for the function and the relation ones, all like your different analyzed graphs, like whenever you're trying to solve for like the vertex of the parabola or the intersection of two things, they'll work 100% consistently with function relation, but for whatever reason, with parametric and polar, they just don't work very well. So just keep that in mind whenever you're graphing things. They might give you a parametric or polar equation on the math test. And you might be thinking, oh, I can find the eccentricity of this ellipse. I just type it into parametric, and then I go to eccentricity, which I'll show you how to do in the next video. And then you'll type it in, and it won't work. So I'm not entirely sure why they designed it like this, or if it's even on purpose. But that's just something to keep in mind. You should know how to convert between parametric and polar into either a function or relation, just for the sake of being able to use the calculator. Okay, well that's about it. We're going to get into some more advanced things in the next video. But if you learned anything, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. If there's something you felt that I didn't cover enough in depth, make sure to leave a comment. And I will see you next time.